Hi, this is Kemi for Communications Media. Meet my favorite media idol contestant, Rudy Blair of 680 News here in Toronto, Canada. Rudy just completed his media idol auditions, and I need you to go vote for him after watching this interview at idol.ctv.ca. That's idol.ctv.ca between now and Tuesday the 15th at 5 p.m. This is Jamie Palfer, a reporter at 680 News, carrying the best banner in the house. He was good, and we're following Rudy on this journey in Media Idol. It's Idol season. Rudy, how are you?
I'm hot, sweaty, tired.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Listen, Rudy, that was a great performance. What did it feel like? What was the biggest challenge of going on stage today?
Okay, well, originally it was just trying to remember the words.
Yes.
But after that, I mean, because the crowd was so into it, I wanted to get into it with them, so I started doing a lot of movement, and I realized, oh my God, I'm running out of breath, so I couldn't sing the song. So it was a lot of energy in just 3.5 minutes. I mean,
wow.
A lot of energy.
I saw a little bit of nervousness when you were going to start. Were you nervous?
Well, you wanted to make sure you knew the words, and because you had so many people, it's even surprised me more because I didn't expect that many people there.
The audience.
The audience. And so you just wanted to, all I kept thinking was, I want to entertain for these guys. Good or bad, I want them to at least have a really good, fun experience.
Right. And most of the audience were part of your family, your corporate family in
They
Rogers.
are my family.
We're in the Rogers building downtown.
Yeah.
And, well, I need to ask you about the singing lessons. I'm not going to say did it pay off. Of course it paid off, but...
Let me put you this way. First off, I got to thank my boy, Brian Vollmer, from the 80s band Helix. He was my singing teacher. He's a guy who I've known for years. And he's a classical singer, too. So I got to thank him because, man, he taught me so many different things.
That's wonderful.
But one thing I did learn, you cannot be a rock star in 2 weeks. Okay?
Yes.
And I've been taking these singing lessons for like 7 weeks. And maybe I'm not a singer, but I'm a better singer than I was before. And if anything else, though, my breathing is better, so it's going to help me with my announcing at least.
What's the genre you sang? I would say pop, or was it rock?
It was, I would say, more of rock because it was an old song. Listen to the music by the Doobie Brothers. But we decided to change the words up because, of course, I knew I was going to be out of tune, so we called it "I'm Killing the Music."
Yes,
so,
you came in there with a little bit of hip hop look in there.
A little bit. You got to update these things, but it was just about having fun.
Wonderful. And what's the biggest? What would you say is what makes you feel good the best in doing this for charity? You know
what?
By the way, tell us your charity.
Alzheimer's Society, and it's. When you realize that there are people out there that need help.
Sure.
Whatever you can do, because if you're fortunate, giving back is always a good feeling. And to have them in the audience really made me want to do more. So that was part of it. But it's just more about. I think the best way to put this is. When you are doing your job and you're working, you forget that there are people out there that actually care about you.
Yes.
Because you're working so many hours, and you don't actually see people. You're working with people.
Exactly.
And there are people out there who maybe 2 days ago I had an argument with, or maybe somebody who I wasn't maybe thinking I was too cool with. They were out in the audience and they were rooting me on.
That's good.
And it's one of those things you realize that no matter what problem you may have with somebody, when you are all together to help a cause, all that stuff goes right out the window.
Out the door, exactly.
Completely. And to me, that's what today represented. It was about family.
Personal question.
Yep.
Recently, as I believe it was last week, Charleston Heston died of Alzheimer's.
Yes.
And whenever a celebrity dies of a disease, it brings the cause out again about Alzheimer's. Do you have any personal ties to Alzheimer's?
Actually, I don't have any family or anybody who's been through it. But what I've been doing for the last couple of years is I've been involved with, a good friend of mine actually, who works here.
Yes.
Alex Smith. His grandmother suffered from that. And so my friends and I have always helped support their golf tournament that we've always been involved with. So when this whole idol thing came up again this year, I was thinking what kind of charity to do, and my first thought was them because I've seen the work that they've done, And I just thought, you know what, I want to be part of that. And if this is my way of giving back to them, what they've given to me, hey, let's do it. And that's what this is all about.
That's good. When I asked you a question earlier this year, when I spoke to you over the phone, I did ask a question about when the media idols sing, they actually encourage the young Canadian idols because they want to show how it feels to be in their footsteps. Can you explain that to us again?
Well, now because I've experienced this, let me tell you something. I have, here's the whole thing. My singing lessons were done in London, Ontario. So on the weekends I was driving up there doing my singing lessons, coming back and
That's a long drive.
Yeah, it's a long drive. And doing that at home. I would do this after work. I would memorize my lines on the bus and on the train. And this is still doing my other job, you know, which is 12, 13 hours. So having to fit that all in, and then having to perform in front of an audience, and you know, your nerves, you know, everything. I mean, I had friends here. What if I'm singing in front of people who would turn around and say, "You suck" or whatever? I mean, I have so much respect for even the worst singers, because there is so much that you don't realize. Somebody who thinks that they're sounding good, and maybe they do sound good, but suddenly they can't hear their pitch and they're off. I mean, there's so many little things that can throw you off in performing.
Right.
So anybody who is on stage now, in front of Idol or wherever, I have the biggest amount of respect.
Right. When do you begin work every day? It looks like you work, you said 12, 13 hours. When do you come into the station?
6 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes I don't leave until 4 or 5, maybe even 6 in the evening. Wow. But it's part of the job, and it's a job that I love. So
and it's something you love, of course. You know, when you love news, you love news. Now, what message do you have for our young ones here in Toronto about dreams of singing, and anybody could sing, that kind of...
Okay, here's the thing I can tell you straight off the bat. You have to be realistic, because just because you want to sing, you may not be able to sing professionally.
Right.
But that should not stop you from singing and enjoying yourself, and that's probably the most important thing. Enjoy yourself.
I know you like R&B, hip-hop. Am I correct?
I love all music.
All genre, because you're the music reporter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. No, well, this is going to two sites, hiphossip.com. That's my R&B and hip-hop music site. And also going to the media site, communications.com. Rudy, thank you so much for this great interview. And I want to be like you when I grow up.
Oh, please. Just remember, if you want to see all of this, you can also go on 680news.com.
That's right. 680news.com. Don't forget that. 680news.com. Thanks.